Deon, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me today. And I'm so excited to learn more about your business and what you are doing on Amazon specifically. So I'm going to first ask you a question, which you probably get all the time. Can you share a little bit about yourself and why you decided to start a business?
Sure. Yeah. Well, firstly, thanks for inviting me on here. It's not something I'm used to, but hopefully, it's something I'll do more of in the future. So I first started on Amazon probably something like 10 years ago, back in when it was far simpler to do things than it is now, and certainly to build a business on there. But more recently, I've just started creating a new brand called Viteranz, which is a supplement brand which we're targeting specific needs of Black veterans, and that's come about through my association. I was a veteran myself. I left 20 years ago, and I think some of the challenges I've had in the past because I've done various businesses since leaving the army. I've called various side hustles and from websites to all sorts of different things. But Amazon has been the one thing that out of all of them has given me the most success. But through one reason or another, I've diverted and done different things. But I see, now Amazon is where I need to be. And one of the challenges I've got at the moment, which doesn't seem to change, is getting my products listed on Amazon at the moment because of challenges with the UPC code, and that's part of the course. It's what you pay for getting on the biggest market, e-commerce market in the world. But it's something you just have to deal with and get over with over time.
Very cool. And just to learn more about your business, how did you identify the problem? You mentioned supplements targeting Black veterans, but how did you know,
Yeah.
hey, there's a problem here and there's a product that we could sell and market?
Well, it was kind of by accident because in the past, you're always told to niche down, and for whatever reason, I haven't really niched down. And I was I thought, well, I'm a veteran. I'm sure I've got some association there. So I was just doing research on various different supplements, and I come across an article on the NIH, National Institute of Health, government website, about the association between vitamin D serum levels, supplementation, and how it can help in preventing suicidal attempts and intentional self-harm. And the results of which, obviously, it's an association. There's still more research that needs to be done. But for something that's so affordable as vitamin D and the effect that it had, it concluded that on average, it reduced the risk of suicidal or self-harm effects by between 44 and 48% in veterans. But for Black veterans, it increased to 64%, which is a huge figure and something that I wasn't aware of, certainly. And I thought, well, no one's talking about this, it would appear. So that's what made me think, here's my opportunity here to spread the word and get something out there that can really help people in a safe and affordable way.
Really cool to hear. And I think the fact that the advice is always to niche down, but sometimes I think you can go broad to go niche and learn more about, okay, these are the specific problems someone's facing and how my product or how I can specifically help them. When you did get around to setting up your Amazon store for the first time, or even for this product, had you done it before the first time? And eventually, how did you hear about doula or come across the needs and what is required to actually set up on Amazon? Did you self-study? Did you talk to friends? How did you navigate that? Because a lot of people get stuck at, hey, I don't even know what to do at this point. It's not even worth setting up my business. How did you overcome that?
Well, when I initially did my initial training, or first business on Amazon 10 years ago, it was through the Amazon Amazing Selling Machine. So that's where I got most of my knowledge from. And I heard of doula, particularly because around, I think it's about 6 months ago now, I knew I wanted to get into this supplement space. And I can't actually remember how I come across you now. It must have been through, I think it's through one of the trainings I went through. And I thought at that point, I didn't really know what I was going to do, but I thought I'm just going to get a business set up. And obviously the way it was so simple to do and so much easier than what it was 10 years ago through yourselves. I thought, well, I'll just do it and see how we go. And then obviously since then, now in the last month, it's only been the last month or so that we've actually launched Viteranz itself.
Very cool. I think that's a great segue. The store is live. You've launched. You've been active maybe for about a month-ish. But what's the biggest challenge right now in terms of not just starting, but now you're looking to grow and scale the business too?
Yes, yeah. The biggest challenge at the moment is getting the word out there. obviously I'm at the early stages of trying to put down a content schedule and learning how to post it. I mean, effectively it's just me with a little bit of input from, I've got a VA and a wife and kids kind of assist in whatever ways they can. So I'm essentially a one-man band. So it's finding a time. I've got, say, got 3 kids, day job and all that thing going on as well. So it's certainly challenging. But through the course that I went through that teaches you how to set up this business, there's a lot of help. And of course, AI as well has been a great help in getting stuff done. It's not the be all and end all. You still need to know how to use it. It is a tool at the end of the day, but it certainly can help speed up certain aspects of work that needs to be done.
Love that. Final question I want to ask you is, let's say you could give some advice to yourself when you were starting Amazon for the first time, or even the advice you would give yourself going through Amazon again with this business. What advice would you give yourself? And I'm asking this because I'm sure there's someone who's going to listen who's on the fence or looking to start on Amazon. What piece of advice would you give that you think could be helpful for them?
I think probably the best advice is to stick with it, because you will hit some challenges with support, and things will just happen which you've got no control over, and it become very, very frustrating. And I wish I had stuck with Amazon the first time around as well, because I kind of there's other reasons as well why I left it, but it's sticking with it. I mean, I can't think of a better website really to launch a brand, because of the people that the details that are holding with the credit card in hand, that then you've got essentially got access and by association trust. So I've got that challenge right now to say I can't even get onto Amazon at the moment, but I'll get around it. I'm gonna have to go and do brand registry and all this kind of stuff, but just keep pursuing it and keep going, and understand that each time you got speak to support, it's not going to be a straightforward response most times. Certainly now, again, 10 years ago, at least you could be able to talk to people, but now it seems almost impossible to get on the phone as well. So there is that challenge, but yeah, it's certainly worth it. Just keep going. If you're thinking about doing it, I can't think of I'd highly recommend it to making that first step, and take things one step at a time. But yeah, go for it.
Great advice for Amazon, but honestly, great advice for life. Just go for it, stick with it, and you'll overcome the hard hurdles as they come. Thank you so much, Deon. Final thing is, what's the best way people can reach you, learn about what you're building, and get in touch with you if they're interested too?
So probably the best way at the moment is obviously my website, Viteranz, so viteranz.com, or you can email me at deon@viteranz.com. I've got a few socials going on as well, but they're still growing. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Deon, and really, really excited to see what this business looks like in a few days, few months, and a few years. But great advice again. Just stick with it, and can overcome any challenge from there.
Brilliant. Yeah, thanks very much.